I've spent over $5 million running ads, and I can tell you that 99% of agency owners are running their ads wrong. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to run ads and what marketing tactics are working for agencies right now. This is from my live mastermind where people have paid me $10,000 plus for this info, but I'm giving it away to you guys live here on YouTube for free. In the next 43 minutes, I will go over how to run the best paid ads for your niche, how to get prospects to show up to calls with their cards in hand, and the proven marketing strategies that work right now so you can use them to scale your agency to $100,000 plus per month. Let's dive in.
Right. We have the legendary Here in My Garage ad. Legendary ad that transformed how we film ads, how we shoot ads, the type of ads that we run. I had the privilege of going to a Tai Lopez event. I can confirm there is a Lamborghini in his garage. But as we know, with Tai Lopez Here in My Garage ad, at one point, this was 16% of YouTube ads' entire revenue. Let that sink in for a second. That means 1 out of every 8 ads on YouTube was this man's face on it. And you guys think you're tapping out the market, right? We have the Coinbase QR code Super Bowl ad. So if you guys don't know this ad, it had a QR code bouncing around the screen. This broke Coinbase's website on one single ad. Literally broke their website with so much traffic they didn't know what to do with, producing millions of dollars in revenue off of one ad placement. We have the awesome Yeezy Kanye West selfie video. I show these ads to, kind of get some inspiration to think out of the box. You have a QR code. You have Kanye West who filmed a selfie video that beat out these guys that produced tens of millions of dollars into boosting their ads. We're beaten out by a selfie video for 30 seconds filmed in a car. We have Dollar Shave Club. If you guys haven't seen the original Dollar Shave Club, what's that? Great ad. One of the best ads of all time, too. Because this man right here used advertisements and marketing to exit Dollar Shave Club for $1 billion. That was their leverage point. They had a clear product that could disrupt the market, and they were able to display that in their advertisements. Another example, the classic Doritos Super Bowl ad. Don't touch my mama and don't touch my Doritos. Gotta love that one. But Doritos created this effect too in their Super Bowl ad where they created the funny ad style, and I call it the Dorito effect. I was like 8 years old when I called it that. But they had this funny ad style, and after the Super Bowl, were they talking about which team won? Were they talking about the score, the fourth down drive? Or were they talking about the advertisements? And most of the time, it's the advertisements. We also have Alex Hormozi, who ran one of arguably the best agencies, if you want to call it, in this space. All transformed their businesses off of marketing. So I have one promise to you today, that you will learn at least one thing in this presentation that will change the way that you market forever. And that one thing is spend more money on ads. All right, that's my time. I'll close it out there, guys. Absolutely. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But seriously. All right. You see, if you don't know this already, marketing has changed my life forever. I want to show you these two pictures, and I want you to see them. This first picture here on the right is a grass field. It looks like an empty grass field for you guys. Now, if you don't know this, I grew up dirt poor. Section 8 housing, welfare, food stamps, EBT, the whole 9 yards. And when I was 14, we lived in this place that was so bad and so run down, the heat would turn off all the time. It had like one centralized heater, no AC, and the walls were coming apart. You can see the memories that it brings back in me. And I remember as a kid having the idea that one day I would be rich and successful, and I would come in and I would be able to buy this house and I would tear it down so nobody could ever live in it again. And a couple years later, I came back to this house and somebody had beat me to it. But that was a powerful memory that shows where I started. And then the second photo with some fine gentlemen that you might know in this space is me accepting my award for hitting $100,000 in one single month inside of my SMMA. So imagine going from a kid that lives in a house so bad it had to be condemned to doing $100,000 in a single month with his agency. Imagine the power, guys. If I came from that, you guys can accomplish anything, and I know you can. When you grow up like I did, you have to hustle. So, if you guys don't know this, I started off and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna defy all the odds. I'm gonna do the craziest thing that somebody from Section 8 housing can do. I'm gonna become a doctor. So I went into the medical clinic. I worked at Alexander Spine Center in Johns Creek, Georgia. And I did everything I could to help these patients get better results. I loved it. I could impact these patients' lives. They could walk in pain and walk out with a smile on their face. It was the most rewarding thing. And I knew that no matter how hard, no matter how long it took, I was going to become a doctor. If I had to spend years, college courses, part-time, but of course I had to work a full-time job to support my family at the time. And during this period of time, I was convinced. I found a mentor that was going to change my life. He taught me everything I knew about the medical industry. And then a little thing called COVID-19 happened. And the mentor that I was working for, that owned the clinic, that was my boss, that had taught me everything I know, that I built up a good relationship, ended up passing away from COVID-19. So, my life took a right turn at that moment, as you can imagine. I had built up this clinic working years, built up underneath a fantastic doctor, and it was taken from me. And then about a week later, I got a call that steered my life in a different direction. His cousin, you see, was a chiropractor. And he said, Nathan, you're a smart guy. I'm working with this marketing agency. They're dropping the ball. The leads are all over the place. You're a smart guy. You want to take a look at it? Before this, I couldn't even smell marketing. Like, seriously, guys. I had never ran an ad, never done a website, anything. And in the first month of working for that doctor, I made him $40,000 in new cash collected. So 100% true story. I took a free Google Ads course online, used that information to generate a local business $40,000. And I know each one of you today has had marketing impact your life in one way or the other. You see, I wasn't the best athlete, I wasn't the best student, I wasn't the best guitar player, but I knew marketing was my destiny, and this is what I could be the best at. Marketing allowed me to, again, go from a poor kid on food stamps, EBT, welfare, Section 8, single mom who had 2 kids at 17 years old, to $130,000 a month, 46-floor high-rise apartment in beautiful Miami, Florida, and changed my life forever. Now, marketing changed my life, but I need to make sure that we can help it change yours. How are you going to sit there and convince your client to buy marketing services from you when your marketing is dog shit? Think about it for a second. How many of you sit there and you are on demos and you convince your clients to buy marketing from you when your marketing sucks? A CEO's main job over absolutely everything is marketing and promotion. I know you guys are in the day-to-day, you're doing sales, ops, fulfillment, but your number one responsibility is marketing and promotion. I'm going to ask you in this room, how many of you in here want to get better at marketing? Raise your hand. That's what I'm talking about. You better in this course. Now let me ask you, how many books have you guys read on marketing? How many hours per week do you spend on improving your marketing? Next time you ask yourself, why are my ads not performing? Ask yourself, am I performing for my ads? Now, if you still don't understand the pure importance of marketing, there was 4 ads for me that changed my life forever. My first campaign ever that we mentioned I want to touch on that just for a second. The first campaign that I ever ran, I took a free online course on Google Ads. I printed out my diploma and everything. Free course, right? And I was able to generate a local business $40,000 in new cash collected. That changed my life forever. I was like, wow, I can take a free course online and generate a business $40,000 in revenue. The second ad that changed my life is after I had picked up some momentum with that first campaign, I take on a couple new clients, and I took on a PR client. So this is, if you don't know, PR services like getting you featured in Forbes, Entrepreneur, magazines, TV placements, spots, things like that. Now, I remember having my Mad Men moment where I was sitting there with a glass of whiskey at night, and I was like, just gonna open a journal, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna think of an ad that's gonna make these guys money. I turned off my phone, put everything on Do Not Disturb, airplane mode, and I was like, I'm gonna think of an ad. And I sat there for an hour, and I came up with an ad that is still run 3 years later to this day, has been copied by all the people in the PR space, and generated that client hundreds of thousands, probably millions at this point. So we thought of the idea of taking a cover of Forbes and placing a Your Face Here sticker on it. It's a pretty simple idea, right? This graphic got 80-cent leads and generated this client hundreds of thousands of dollars. We hit $300,000 in a single month off of this ad right here. I show this to say, you're one idea away. Now, my first Facebook ads, I show you guys these. Don't look at them. No, I'm just kidding. They're there. But I show you guys these to see where I came from, right? I couldn't find the first ads I ever ran, but the first Facebook ad I actually ever ran. I got into Joel Kaplan's course. First thing he told me, Nathan, you got to run ads. It's like, okay. I filmed, edited, shot an ad, posted it on Facebook Ads Library, and within $140 of ad spend, I had closed my first client on $1,750 a month on $140 in ad spend. That client, guys, is still with me to this day. It's like a 400x ROAS off the top. Insane, right? So the Facebook ads got better. They got a little bit better. You see, I got a little bit better at the lighting, got a little better at the framing. And eventually I came up with an ad that you guys might have heard of, the In the Next 90 Days ad. Now this ad right here is the ad that led me to do $100,000 in new cash collected in a month. I want to tell you the importance of this ad. And close it myself. Absolutely. And close it myself. I remember talking to Sergio Tavares, who many of you guys know in this room, and I was like, Sergio, I'm going to hit 100K. I'm going to do email marketing. I'm going to do reactivations. I'm going to do this, that, the other. I had 20 different things I was going to do. Do you guys know how much of that I ended up doing to hit 100K? 0. The only thing that I did was run some really good fucking ads. Now this ad, right, when we launched it at 12 p.m. midnight, I woke up that morning at 8:30 to 13 booked intros on my calendar. I'm not kidding you. 13 booked intros at $13 a pop. And Cairo was fucking insane. Insane. So, In the Next 90 Days ad, I know that was a year and a half ago maybe. And I know even to this day, a lot of you in this room are still making some fucking money off of this ad. Absolutely. So I show you all this to say, you are one ad away from changing your life forever. You're one marketing play away from changing your business forever. When are you going to create your Lamborghini in my garage ad? When are you going to be the next Ty Lopez, the next In the 90 Days? You know? David Ogilvy, who as many of you guys might know, might not, literally wrote the book on advertisements, which is mandatory read for most of you guys, Ogilvy on advertising. But he quoted a big idea as the following. Did it make me gasp when I first saw it? Do I wish I had thought of it myself? Is it unique? Does it fit the strategy to a T? And could it be used for 30 plus years? Now, I fit most of those. I don't know if In the Next 90 Days is going to be around in 30 years. I hope somebody comes in and gets something better, right? But a lot of you guys ask me, Nathan, how do you come up with these innovative ads? How do you come up with these innovative hooks, offers? I ask you, how much time are you spending just sitting there with a blank fucking piece of paper and thinking of new ideas? So, how do we apply this for SMMA right now? Let's give you guys some sauce. First, I got to get the boring shit out of the way. You need to track your fucking metrics. I say this really importantly. You need to track your metrics. Zach, what's your CPA right now?
500.
500. What's your LTV? Exactly. So the number one metric that matters is LTV to CAC. And I didn't mean to pick on Zach, but I noticed that most of you guys do not track this number. And understand the importance of this number and what it is. A lot of you guys are so obsessed with cost per lead and cost per appointment. Do you guys know how often I check click-through rate, impressions, video 3-second plays? Barely ever. The only thing I care about is this right here. What is my LTV? What is a client worth to me? And what do I have to spend in ads to acquire that client? If I'm spending $1,000 and my client's going to be worth $10,000 to me, that is a money printing machine that will go on forever. Now, we say that. Have one sheet, track your sales and marketing data together. If only you had some type of program that gave you stuff like that you could use and implement. But we'll have that linked later on. Have a VA update this daily for you. I'm going to ask all of you in this room, I know who's in this room, if I reach out to you in the next week or two and you don't have your CPA for me or your LTV, I'm kicking your asses from the group. Because we don't do shit marketing over here. I'm not going to let that fly. Have a VA update this for you daily, guys. It's not that hard. $2. $2 a week, and you have this sheet tracked. Now, typical KPIs at scale. Again, I really need to hit this home. I know it's not sexy. We'll get into the sexy stuff soon. But you need to have an $800 CPA roughly and a 3 to 4x ROAS. If you have those numbers, you're printing. The person willing to spend the most amount of money on marketing will win in the long term, guaranteed. Now let's talk about some ad styles working right now to give you guys some inspiration. Of course, we have our talking head styles. This should be about 80%, 70, 80% of the ads that you run should be like this. Most of you in this room need to run these style ads. Why? Because it allows you to crank out a ton of volume. It allows you guys to crank out a ton of volume, reiterate your scripts, filmed constantly and consistently before you get into the fancy stuff. Social proof ads. Now this, how many of you guys run an ad that has a testimonial in it? Show of hands. Okay, a few. I know Hormozy has a stat where he said the top 11% of advertisers, top 1% of advertisers, they looked at thousands of ads. Some of the top ads of all time were social proof ads. This is really important. A lot of you guys skip over that. But now you guys are dealing with burned prospects. We have a trust deficit in the economy, and this is a solution. Influencer UGC creator ads. So once you've cracked talking head, you've got some social proof ads, you can mix things up. I usually recommend a UGC influencer strategy when you start hitting closer to 300, 400 a day in ad spend, because you might fatigue your face within the audience and need a female, an older gentleman, a younger gentleman, different demographics to hit between your market. We also have some unique styles working right now. Shout out to some boys in the group. We got Thomas was innovative with the, hey, nice car, what do you do for a living? Ad. Love this one. I love it. We got Levi. I want to show the beginning of this one. I know, Levi, you got to save some girls for the rest of us, bro. No. But you have the interviewing on the street ads, guys. These boys both here spend a lot of money on ads, and they've gotten to the point where they got to mix it up a little bit. So they've came with innovative strategies to go beyond that. Now, I also have a special strategy for you guys that nobody else is doing in SMMA that's going to really help change the game for you. This is unique to us in this group. Are you sick of, how many of you guys are sick of this? Raise your hand. Burned prospects, saturated niches, and a low trust economy. How many of you guys are sick of dealing with that? Should be every hand in this room. Now, how many of you have heard the stat that prospects need to watch 7 to 8 hours of content before buying from you? It's a really common stat, right? Now, how many of you guys are also at the same time hopping on calls with your clients card in hand, they're ready to fucking buy, they're just like, take my money? Probably not a lot of you. Now, I want to give you something that you can take away today. That is one thing that nobody else in SMMA is doing. This is an interesting strategy, guys. It's called propaganda ads. So I call it propaganda. I know my buddy of mine, Jeremy Haynes, calls it propaganda, but it's essentially a fancy term for retargeting ads. What this will do is you can manipulate and change your prospective client's perspective and beliefs before they even hop on a call with you. So what does this look like? The strategy is taking 10 to 12 reels, running an engagement video views campaign on those reels, and then just running it up prior to them hopping on a call. So with Zapier, when they opt into your funnel, they go into a Facebook custom lookalike audience. You can spend 10 to 20 bucks a day and do this really effectively. But what we want to do in this strategy, guys, is we want to overload them with propaganda to get them so hyped before the sales call that they are ready to buy with card in hand. So what does this actually look like? Social proof. Imagine if your prospects opted into your ad and then they saw 20 videos of people that were saying, dude, Nathan Bentley crushed it for me. Nathan Bentley crushed it for me. Practice PhD killed it. Imagine what that does consciously and then subconsciously to their thoughts of you. You can also pre-handle any objections before they actually come on the call. This is why it's so powerful. So if you're getting the same objection over and over, what makes you guys different? You can film a quick reel on that, run it as a video views campaign, and blast it to them so they see it before the call. Think of this, guys, kind of like a guaranteed way to have them watch a pre-call VSL. But you take that pre-call VSL and you're cutting it up to different segments, and it guarantees that they watch it. We've implemented this in coaching so far. It fucking crushes. I'm telling you guys, this is the shit that nobody's doing. It takes 10, 20 bucks a day, and it will really help. You can also answer questions. So if your prospects have like the same type of questions, film a reel on it. Film a reel on it answering that question, and then that question is answered before they even hop on a call. Another two things is framing. Like imagine their thought process around you. If they have seen 20 videos of talking about how you have transformed lives, and then they hop on a call with you. Imagine your frame going into that call. Another one, changing beliefs. So if you have certain beliefs that your prospects might have, oh, Facebook ads doesn't work anymore. Film a video with a client saying like, oh, what would you say to all those, roofers, all those dentists that say, oh, Facebook ads are dead, they don't work anymore. Well, I can tell you that Facebook ads aren't dead because we made all this money working with your company. Really cool stuff, guys. Important note, it's 20% max, like max daily budget. 10, 25 bucks a day should do for most of you guys in this room. Because again, there's only going to be 100 people in this Facebook lookalike audience, so it's not going to be as crazy. Now, here's a really hard truth. Let's get back to the main stuff. 90% of this room is fucking lazy when it comes to ads. And we're not going to have lazy advertisers over here, that's for sure. You cannot afford to wait, guys. More, better, new. Most of you guys focus so much on this one right here, which is new. But you don't forget more and better. Most of the time, you just have to get more ads out there. You are not filming as many ads as you could be in order to crank out. I know you think you're tapping the market, but you're not even getting close. Most of you guys are spending $300, $400 a day. Do fucking more. Get out more ads. You know how I got really good at ads? I film new ads every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, I cranked out 10 to 20 copies instantly, every 2 weeks. Then you can focus on better. Okay, I'm cranking out ads every 2 weeks. Now how do I optimize my landing page to get higher conversions? How do I optimize my sales process? Once you have these maxed out, then you can go to new. Most of you guys have been running your agency a couple years now, so a lot of you guys getting stuck in this new phase. Oh, I gotta have a new innovation. I have to have a new crazy thing. There's an individual in this room that had a great quote one time that said, guys, it's Facebook ads and go high level. It's not that crazy. Shout out to Josh. The top 1% of advertisers split test 11 times more ad creative than their competition. Let that sink in for a second. If you want to be a better advertiser and you realize that a majority of your income comes from advertisements online, it's worth your time to get pretty good at advertisements. Now, in one film session, I filmed 52 pieces of video ad creative that really helped us change the game. I filmed new ads every week or two for the past years, which again allowed me to get to the point where we're at today. Now, my number one most important tip for you today. I try to process and leave you guys with one tip that I think will be the most important for you guys today. You have to, if you're going to increase your lifetime value, you're going to close more clients, you're going to get more out of the clients that you close, you're going to lower your churn rate. For most of you in SMMA, you absolutely need to call out better clients. I scream this at you guys on the calls, and I don't see a lot of you guys doing it. Hormozy has a story, I'll give Hormozy as an example, where he looked at a competitor to Gym Launch. That competitor had an LTV of $8,000. Hormozy's LTV was $43,000. The only difference that he found was that competitor said, hey, gym owners. Hormozy said, hey, gym owners, doing X amount of revenue, they have X amount of employees, they have been around for X amount of years. He hyper-qualified the exact audience that he could help. And that's why he had a crazy LTV. Most of you guys skip this, and I bet it's because you're worried about it increasing your cost per lead, increasing your cost per appointment. So you're probably hesitant a little bit. Guys, don't waste your fucking time talking to prospects that are not worth your time, that are broke. You can fix that with your front-end marketing. So imagine if you ran ads that said, hey, niche, doing over 50K a month, and then you're only hopping on sales calls with people that are doing over 50K a month. You're not going to have to fight the brokies. You're going to get more cash collected per call, and it's going to be a lot less stress. Because if your clients, like most of you guys have like 10K callouts, think about it for a second. If you have a 10K callout and your prospects have a bad month and they drop to 8, they got to pay you $2K a month. They got to pay $1,500 a month to Facebook ads. That's all their profit margin. They're not going to be able to sustain that. So a couple examples of this again are revenue. Revenue. I want to hit this home. Call out a revenue level, because not only will that force you to hop on calls with people that are making X amount of money or more, that will help your pixel data refine and get better prospects in the door. It'll help all of your metrics on the back end. Also consider a sub-niche. So I did this in my ads that you can see. I didn't just say, hey, chiropractors. I said, hey, decompression, neuropathy, and knee pain doctors. Why? Because those are the smarter, more intelligent chiropractors that notices that these are high cash-based services that make more fucking money. So we got to call out the sub-niche. You can also look at employees, age of business, and other metrics like that. But most importantly, call out revenue. At least, guys, at least call out revenue. If they don't have more than 15, 20K a month, they cannot afford your fucking services. It's going to be a shit client. They're going to charge back. They're going to request a refund. They're going to be hitting you up every day. You'll get that anxiety when that Slack message comes in. We all love that one, right? Biggest lesson I learned. So I also want to see, like, again, reframing the quality of the marketing. Like, when's the last time that you guys have tested a new headline? When's the last time you ran an A/B split test? Show of hands, how many of you guys have run an A/B split test on your funnels? We got to step it up, boys. We got to step it up. If you're driving hundreds of dollars a day to a funnel, is it not worth, I don't know, maybe testing out a new headline here and there? Because if you can take a funnel from a 5% conversion to a 10%, you guys don't realize how much more money that is into your business. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars more. So stop focusing on some dumbass AI tool. There's not going to be anything crazy that's going to come in. Just get fucking better, guys. Just get better. The business model is laid out. There was people when I started that had been doing this for years. There was Atlas Digital. There was plenty of other competitors in Cairo. And I was able to surpass them in a shorter time than they were around because I just focused on getting fucking better every day. Now, 1% better every single day. Now, who is going to increase their ad spend right now? Who's going to take the next level and going to actually apply what I'm fucking saying to you? I'm telling you guys, there we go. I like it. I like it. You know, I always love this one. But guys, when you go home tonight, increase your fucking ad spend. You're not spending enough money on ads. Split test, way more ad creative. Sit down there and actually come up with some innovative scripts and change the game. As a final gift to you guys, I put together something big. In true Steal My Agency fashion, I've done something really cool and compiled some of the most savage resources around marketing that I can possibly imagine. Guys, I'm going to drop the craziest marketing course you guys have ever fucking seen in your lives that will change the game for all of you guys in this group. And I'm going to give it to you guys first as a token of gratitude for coming to the first event. So I took my best performing hooks of all time and I compiled them into a document of 300 plus hooks that you can use in any niche. That one document, I guarantee you, will make you tens of thousands of dollars if you actually apply. I also wrote down and I analyzed as not only my best scripts, my best frameworks, but I put them together in cohesive documents to be able to copy and paste for most of you, and then for the savages, go in and innovate on top of those. This right here, the hooks and the scripts, guys, I have never really given that shit away. As you guys know, I'm probably the most copied person in SMMA. I've had the In the Next 90 Days ad copied so many goddamn times, it's ridiculous. If I threw out some lawsuits, I'd be a billionaire, I tell you what, right now. I also put together a VSL master framework. You guys know I gave away my VSL inside the groups, but I wanted to framework something for you guys. That way you guys can apply it directly to yours and drive in, again, this is really important, guys. The reason why, VSLs just look boring, but your guys, your prospects are burned, they're saturated, they've been pitched marketing services 8, 9, 10 times. So you need to have something that hypes them the hell up so that they know why you're different, why they should work with you, and why you're going to change their business forever. I also put together an advanced media buying course. As you guys know, inside the group, you get me as a media buyer, but I wanted to put together some material so you can think about how I think to scale up your campaigns from $200, $300 a day to $900, $1,000 a day and be cranking some serious cash flow. This right here is the nerdy media buying stuff that's going to make you guys a fuck ton of money. We also got a video that's really cool on ChatGPT Dolly ad image creation. If you guys haven't played around with that, this is how to create hundreds of advertisements within a few minutes that you can have no restrictions on not being able to test a shit ton of creative for you and your clients. I also filmed a video on how to use an AI tool to steal your competitors' ads that are copyright free using AI. This was really cool. Absolutely. And you get first access. So I didn't want to give you guys this course right away. I want you during this event to think about the next motivation points to connect with other people in this room, focus on what you're going to do, and then when you get back, it's implementation time. So we're going to drop this in the next 7 days. It's not going to go into the main course for 14 days plus. Now, I want to leave you guys again with this. Who is going to figure out the next pay per X offer? The next pay per deal offer? Who's going to be the next Lamborghini in my garage ad? Who's going to be the next 100K a month agency owner? I bet you it's going to be somebody in this room. If it hasn't been written yet, write it yourself. This is a really great quote that I love. The next In the 90 Days ad hasn't been written yet. The next Lamborghini in my garage ad hasn't been written yet. If it hasn't been written yet, write it yourself. Now, I want you guys to all agree with me on one thing today, and then we'll close this out. Let's put the marketing back in marketing agency, guys. Thank you. That was my time. Appreciate it, guys.